Hi everyone, welcome to Stamping Flair. My name is Rochelle Laird Smith and I'm just sharing with you some cards today with the Garden Birdhouse's stamp set. I missed my live on Wednesday due to illness, so I thought I'll share a couple of cards today. And I hope you're having a great weekend. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Melbourne, so thanks for joining me. And I'll just give you a few moments to find me and just hop on and get organized because this is a bit of an impromptu live. So, and I'll make sure everything's going good on my end as well. Please share with me if you're watching with me so I know who's live with me. I really appreciate your time and I hope you're having a great weekend and it's a lovely Sunday afternoon as I'm looking out the window. Nice sunshine and a great day. It might be a bit chilly, but feeling okay inside. So it's a good day to be crafting as well. The week's just speeding by and I thought, no, I need to get some crafting done. So here we are. I'm glad everything's going good. And if you end up watching this on a replay, please share with me who you are and say hi. I do appreciate your time there as well. So the Garden Birdhouse's stamp set, let me see whether I can show you. It is my featured product of the week. Each week, generally, I have a featured product. Bring that up close. It's a bit of the lighting. I'll bring that back a bit, and I'll show it to you through the other camera as well. It's a really cute stamp set. It is my card club as well this month. So with card club you can get that as a subscription base, or you can just buy this class for this month, just this class. So there's a few options for you there. So let me just turn the camera around so you can see that stamp set. There it is. Get the lighting right. And there you are. So you've got lovely sentiments. It's got welcome, birthday wishes, hello. Some sentiments you could even use on the inside of the card. Hope each moment of your day is as special as you are. So glad you're here. Welcome back. You could go hello. So glad you're here. Welcome back. So glad you're here. Birthday wishes. Hope each moment of your day is as special as you are. Combination of those birds with the birdhouses and the grass, and there's so many options with this stamp set. It is lots of fun, and when you do combine it with some designer series paper as well, it increases the options for you. I'm going to share with you today some tips and tricks of using it with the Euro Peach designer series paper, plus some using some coloring tips for you as well. So the first card I'll first show you where you can find it in the catalog. It is on page 107 of our annual catalog. So if you have a catalog with you, you can flip to that so you can see a better view of that stamp set. That's on page 107. And if you don't have a catalog, please request one from me. You can either hop onto my blog and request one, or you can email me at stampingflair@yahoo.com and I'll get one out to you, or just make a comment below and I'll get one out to you. So there's some lovely samples there for you. So the Euro Peach designer series paper, there's a whole suite with the Euro Peach suite, I think is what it's called. And I have mounted my stamps prior to save some time. What I'm going to do is bring in some of you just need some scraps of this designer series paper. So I hold my scraps of paper in just some of those large Ziploc bags. So I will, what I'll do, let's pick a few different ones. Just gonna pick one of them and a bit of a mix and match. I've got a bit of the other hand pen DSB stuck in there. So we'll pick that one, and we'll pick that one. Alright, so they're just scraps I have. And I'm also getting my piercing mat for this stamp set because it's photopolymer. You do want to get a nice crisp image. Photopolymer meaning that it is the see-through stamps, which is the material it is made out of. The ink pads I am using for my cards, to this particular card is are soft suede, and I've got Just Jade and Pepizers, which I'll use later as well. So firstly, I'm going to stamp some birdhouses, and we're going to do some, it's paper piecing to an extent, but it's not a paper piecing. It actually real technical term of paper piecing. I'm just stamping on some paper and cutting it out, and this provides you with a background. So really any scraps will do. I want the lightest, a light section, so I'm just going to go with a very pale part of this. And then we've got one more. Yes. Paper piecing generally is where you cut different, you stamp image on different pieces and stick the paper to match the image, but I'm just doing it out of one piece. So now what we're going to do is fussy cut this. These don't take long at all because they're just straight cards. They're pretty much a rectangle, and I don't worry too much with those odd corners. But if you just follow the line, and so you get an already colored image pretty much. So it's a great way to use up your scraps. I like the colors of this designer series paper. In the annual catalog, this is probably my favorite because of the colors. I like the soft colors. Even the hand pen paper I do like. I think I like the color combination of this better. They're all nice. You know, we're addicted to the DSB, aren't we? There's never enough of that paper around. They're cute. They're very sweet birdhouses, and when you put them on designer series paper, it just makes them even cuter. Just make sure I don't lose these little bits. So you get 3 different styles of birdhouses, and you also get like a pole, so if you want to put them in the grass, and then you get a little hanger as well stamped, so you can have 2 styles. So this one hangs, but you can also have it sitting in the ground. Different options. I'll share with you a couple today. In my class I show you different ways to use it as well. So the class gives you a video option, not an option, it's in the kit. So it's like you're crafting with me. So you are crafting with me, and you get to watch that video over and over again. Alright, So we've got these little birdhouses. What I'm going to do is add some extra shading to them so you get some variation in the color. So I have got, it's not going to be a big coloring process, some Calypso Coral and Balmy Blue stamping blends. So these are alcohol markers. I'll start with the light of the Calypso Coral, and I'm going, so this designer series paper is actually pale papaya, but by adding this, it offers some shading on this where I want it. And you don't really have to do much to it. Just adding definition. I'll bring in the darker one. So I haven't done heaps of blendings as such. I'll go back in on that, and where it's on the inside I will get in darker. Let's go back in there. So it's just a very quick way of adding color to this. So the piece of paper is already colored. Just something easy, right? So that's one done. With this one, I'm gonna go in with the dark, so Balmy Blue, and on the, I'll go there, then on the alternate little sections, I'm coloring it in. So it's very simple. Just adding definition, that's all. And I'll bring in the light because your light's hitting it here. And when you color it in, you can barely see those stripes of the paper. Second one done. This one I will get the darker because it's a darker piece of paper, and I'll just do that. And just a little bit there, and a little section in there, and that's all I'm going to do there. Put that aside. Don't need that. Put those there. Now what I've done is I've got a little label or a frame which I've cut out from the Stitched So Sweetly dies. So I've pre-cut it out of basic white cardstock, and we are going to add some flowers and grass at the bottom. Now you see these images here, so they're two separate stamps. To make life easy for myself, I will stamp them together. So we'll mount it on the same block. So you can use this little trick when you do want to create. You can sometimes, if you have images, you can do them one up, one down if you want stamps like that. But I want them along a line, so I'll do it together so it saves you inking up. The other one I want to get is this little stick, which we'll get there. I did a major cleanup this morning in a section of my craft room. It feels good, and it's nice to have that. So what we'll do is we want to stamp this at different lengths. Oops, that is definitely on the wrong side because you can you see that the stamp has flipped, and when I put it wrong, and I could feel it slipping. So that's actually the wrong way. That's the back side of the stamp. You can get different effects when you use the reverse of the stamp. You can get stripes. That's why I test it, and that's how it's meant to look. So we'll do the center one, not center, I'm just having it slightly off center, then one towards the other end, and one closer to this side, so they're not exactly even distance apart. Then we'll stamp our flowers along the bottom. So I will hit that there. So I'm using soft suede here. So you'll see what I mean when I say when you put them together, you're getting a double stamp. Saving a little bit of time. And you can perhaps do, no, I'll leave that. I'm just gonna do that in a minute. So for the flowers, we're going to color it in Daffodil Delight. I'm using the dark, and I'm just going to use one color. You can use a multitude of colors if you want, or a mix of colors. I just wanted it to just be simple, just a nice bright field of flowers. Because I had a little bit of color going on with my birdhouses, so but it's nice. Whatever you do is nice. They're just fun, and it doesn't matter that it goes over those poles, because they that's how it is in real life, isn't it? So now we're going to color in our pole with the light soft suede stamping blend. It doesn't need much. Just go around like that, and I will bring in maybe some, I'm just trying to think, maybe Just Jade, because I'm going to add some Just Jade in. So just to fill in those leaves, there's a few leaves here and there, so we'll just touch them up. You really can use whatever color green you like. It's just a bit of fun here. There's one there. Now in this stamp set, there's also a little bit of grass there, so you can use that to fill in here. So I'm using Pear Pizzazz, and I'm going to stamp that right along the bottom of this, just to fill in there. And you can do one lighter, one darker. So we'll stamp that lighter, and you can have them at different heights, and that just adds that fill-in image. If you have any questions, please ask me, and I'll be able to help you. I'll try and help you. Then I'm going to bring in Just Jade, and I'm going to stamp that as well in between. And I'm just cleaning up my stamp because I'm going from light to dark. I'm not too fast. I've given it a stamp off there, and I will stamp them in between. And I like doing that in between because it adds a nice lot of shading on my grass there. And you can see that nice variation in color, which is always nice to have on your card. So now we'll do some assembling. Bring that in. I have cut out a piece of this Euro Peach Designer Series paper, so that's the other side, and I am going to use that on the add this to this piece of Whisper White or Basic White onto this. First of all, I'll get some dimensionals, ready, and we're going to add some ribbon right across here. So this ribbon is part of a set of 3. It comes in the flowers for every season ribbon combo. So you get this, you get a gingham, a just jade gingham, just jade and white is in that pack, and you also get like a baker's twine. It's silver, it's an all seaside spray and white in that mix, so it's a twisted kind of look. So I'm just wrapping that ribbon around. My scissors. It's a nice simple ribbon, so you can color this in for other projects if you want. Sometimes you need just a basic ribbon. The card base I am using is Calypso Coral. First I was thinking just putting it directly there, but sometimes you do need just a bit of a border. So my border for this is just like 0.2, like 2 millimeters on either side. So it's just very fine, but it adds enough white to create that depth and a bit of a contrast. The Garden Birdhouses stamp set is $31, so I think that's a really great value stamp set. It's a good price point. You're getting like different sentiments as well, so you can use it for different occasions. You can mix and match. It's got that nice branch as well, so you can use those images by themselves. So I've just glued that all down. Now we're going to add our birdhouses. I want one there, so I'm going to add 2 dimensionals on this so it doesn't get all lopsided. So we're just getting variation in height, and I do have one just popping off the label. So you don't have to go right up there. If you want to, you can just do it that height. So you can see this little scene coming together. It's a cute little, just add a bit of, get your lighting up there. And then we add a couple more here, dimensionals. Dimensionals are the best thing ever. Alright, so that's just a touch below. Now I will add some dimensionals on the back of this. Just beware, not be careful, just beware when you add your dimensionals that you try not to add it on the section that is going on that ribbon, because then it's not really doing anything and it does make it sometimes a little bit wobbly. So my recommendation is that you put it right at the bottom, or you can put 2 lots at the top. So if you're putting that dimensional, just make sure it goes right below there, and if you want you can even add one somewhere there where it's just going to hit above there. Now the option is you can put a couple there, so you know your label's just going to sit on that. It's going to be more stable. So there's a few ways to do it. like that. So I've just got the dead center, or as center as I can have it. The eye. Now for my sentiment, I am using the sentiment from Blossoms in Bloom. I find this stamp set is excellent for the images are great, but the sentiments for me have been really useful, and I use it a lot. And I just like the simple font on this particularly. Sometimes you just want something simple and just to fit in labels, and it's a nice mix there. So it's got happy birthday, thinking of you, miss you, hello, thank you, get well soon. A good mix of fonts. I'm using thank you, and I have die cut a label from Calypso Coral using my Tasteful Labels dies. That's Tasteful Labels. I would recommend, if you have a die cutting machine, it's probably one of your must-haves in your stash. You will use it several times. All labels of different shapes and sizes, and I guarantee you will get heaps of use out of that. Add a couple of dimensions there, and we'll stick that maybe there. Alright. Now I do have some playing with patterns dots. Yes, playing with patterns. Yeah, it was the one that we had a suite last year in our annual catalogue, and the embellishments carried over. These are a bit of fun. And I thought the yellow ones really were cute. They're all sweet, but just for this particular project. A bit of fun. How fun is this card? Or this whole stamp set, I just love it. You can add more, you can add less. So to decorate the inside and your envelope, let me bring in some. So I'm going to go with my little flowers here. And we can color them in. So that's pretty, like, it's not overly complicated to do. You don't want to spend heaps of time, like if you're making heaps of these, you don't want to do too much decorating unless it's like a special occasion, I guess. If you're mass producing, you don't. You want it pretty and practical as well. Then I will add my little stamping with my purposes. So that's just gonna fill in my gaps. I love these grassy accents here. Just fill in the blanks. Those sort of images are always great for fixing up your mistakes. Add some grass if you mess up. Yeah, I'll do that a bit darker. There you go. So that's the inside of the card done, and the outside of the card done, and our envelopes done. Okay, so that's that one. Now, I have loved this Euro Peach Designer Series paper so much. I have pretty much ran out of this paper. So, if you like the birdhouses and the DSPI, yeah, thanks, Beck. I think I think it'll come up good with, what was the other one I was thinking of? Oh, the hand penned. It looks nice in that too. Thanks for watching. I did it in this paper, but then I'd run out of that. But that gives it a nice look too with the stripes. So try it with some different designer series paper and make use of it, because we've all got heaps of designer series paper, and that's a pretty one. So with this one, you can see I've used the spotted paper, which is the pale papaya one from the hand penned designer series paper, and and this is from the Euro Peach. They bought spotty, but yeah, that came out nice as well. My next card I am doing sort of uses a little bit of this paper, but I actually wanted to use this. I'll show you this. It was the stripes out of this paper, but what I wanted to do didn't work out because I had run out of the paper yet again. Yeah, it's this one. So that's on my next order. It's this one, but I didn't have sufficient of this paper. You like the stripes, Beck? that paper, I like all the stripes. Even this blue one, I like the stripes. So I ran out of those stripes, and I wanted a bigger piece of paper. So I decided I'm going to use completely different design, but same concept, with my blending brush and my masks. So I create my own look here. So I don't know how this is going to turn out, but we'll see. Because I didn't want spots because I was going to use spots elsewhere, and I thought, nah, too much spots. So we'll use this. This is one of our masks sets, and I don't know which one it is, but off the top of my head I'm getting confused with the sets we got. The only because now we got three packs, and each one has 4 different masks, and I don't keep them in the packs. I just use it as I need. So I am using Balmy Blue on a piece of 9.9 by 14. Or maybe a bit smaller, 9.3 by 13.6, I think this was. And we'll see how this goes. And the idea is to create my own version. I could have turned those candy stripe mask around and made it straight, but don't think it would have given me the length I wanted, and I couldn't be bothered with just too complicated to try and match it up, and this is easier. I like masks, they're fun. You can add what are you, tearing tape or washi or whatever. So create it to the depth you like. I've moved that a touch. We'll see how that goes. If not, we can flip the piece of cardstock. need a third hand, isn't it? Like, so you can ink up properly and pull the mask. Assistant. If you cut a larger piece of cardstock, you can put it in a snap apparatus and use the magnet in there. So it's a magnetic strip, yeah, and then you don't have to worry about holding it as such. Let's see. Oh yeah, that looks good. I think, yeah, not too bad. Okay. I've got a piece of balmy blue cardstock to layer this onto. So again, I've just given a 0.2 millimeter around it. I'll put up the measurements when I have it on my blog. So I go sometimes if I want a smaller what do you call a border around it, I go 0.2 around. Sometimes I'll go 0.3. Generally it's 0.3 around, but if I want it a little bit smaller, I'll go 0.2, and then if I want it larger, I'll go 5 mil around. So there's different ways you can do it, just depending on the project. And I've got a basic white card base. So that'll go like that. I am following a sketch at Freshly Made Sketches for this card. So you can hop on there and I will link back to that. I've got I'm pretty much doing it as is, just keeping it clean and simple. So they've got 3 strips across that way, and I've just cut these little, these are just scrap pieces of paper which I've cardstock which I've cut at 1 centimeter, and it's about 13.5 centimeters in length. So I'm bringing in my die cutting machine, and I'm just going to emboss these pieces all with the same embossing folder, and I am using this Ornate Floral embossing folder. And just to add some texture, and there's many ways you can interpret this sketch, and I think if you flip it, you can use it horizontally. It's going to change the entire look of it. I've just kept it clean and used this as per what has been the challenge set. So that's my strip. So it's a great way of using up your card scraps, and also then it just makes it look a bit different as well. So I am going to stick these down like that. This is my favorite way of creating a sketch, is like something I really find very handy. It's very easy to interpret because you're not bound by colors, you're just not bound by designer series paper, you can just go for it. And even when I case the catalog, I generally go with a sketch. And I might go, that's okay. Sometimes I go with color scheme, but this is my favorite way. Once you have a sketch, your designing is basically done. So then just flip it over and cut that excess. So you can see that just nice on that. Now we can go ahead and stick that on there. There's still a little bit on that side I can see. Okay, now the next element they had was a circle. Now with the circle you can replace it with a heart or anything really, but I've kept it with the circle. I die cut out of cork paper this metal dies now, just to save some time. So this is the die I used, and that's from the metal dies. So I'm just going to work out where I want this. And I've also fussy cut some flowers, so we are using the garden birdhouses in a minute. I'm just trying to work out how I'm going to do this. So we are going to do just have one hanging, not a hanging one, I don't know, we'll just see what works best with this one. I think the little one is the best one for this. And then you can just have it sitting there. So again, I'm using soft suede. I will have that there. Bring in my piercing mat. And I'll stamp it there. That. Oh, there was a little hello I wanted to use from the Blossoms in Bloom again. So I've stuck with the sentiments from the Blossoms in Bloom. There is a hello in with the garden birdhouses as well, but it's just a different font and takes a little bit more space. So for this particular card I thought I'll go with the little one, and maybe we can stick him there. We might go with some cinnamon cider. Sometimes you just want a little sentiment. Alright, to color this guy in, we will use Calypso Coral, which is one of the blends we used earlier. So I'm using light one here. I'm just keeping it simple with one color. I will bring in the darker one for some shading. Use my brush tip. I don't know, just for something different. It's a bit of different look. I'm just going to bring in my blending brush because I think it needs a little bit of a green through that. And we'll add some of our peppers as we had earlier. Just to blend that around. Just a little bit. Glue that together. I've left some white space there and we'll see whether we want to fill that in, but I might leave that on the birdhouse. You know what I mean. So this guy is going to go on dimensionals. I didn't get this stamp set at the start. I only got this about a month ago. Love it. Don't know why I didn't get it earlier. Alright, we'll go like that. See what we can do. Stick that down. So this is that nice cork paper you get. It's 12. It's a 12 by 12, two 12 by 12 sheets, I think. Yeah, you get two 12 by 12, but they'll last forever. They're beautiful though. The texture is amazing, and you really need to feel it to know what it is. Because on in the catalogue, you can't really tell. You need to have a, what do you call? You should be able to feel it through the screen. I'm looking for mini dimensionals. Who's loving the birdhouses? Aren't they cute? They kind of go with our season at the moment too, isn't it? Sort of. Let's see. I'm hoping these guys can't be seen on the other side. No, they can't. That's good. So I'd cut them apart. Just putting a few here and there of these mini dimensionals, and just the rest I'm just gluing. Just we'll see where the hell they go. So I think it needed some depth on that. you don't really, with this cork paper, it just adds texture without even having to pop it up. It's just beautiful. I'll have all this up for you so you know what you need. This little die is very dainty. This could have been a bit straighter, but maybe we can adjust it. Pop a dimensional under there because I pulled one out while I was adjusting it. Okay, so that looks a bit better. Alright, so we will put a little dimensional under these flowers. I'm going to try and see whether I can stick them on around those, on that branch, so to speak. Let's see how we go. Maybe that one go there. So again, I've just fussy cut these out of that designer series paper. And making my use of that Europeach DSP. Okay, some you, you're gonna get it, Debbie. I love it when I convince people to get things. Sorry. There you go. I think when you see it, sometimes like when you see it in the catalog, maybe it doesn't grab our attention, and then we see so many nice things people make. It's happened to me so many times as well. I go, oh, now I need that. Yeah, Beck, you love your birdhouses, so you got that. Did you get it at the start, Beck? You see? Oh, it was the first on your list, you said, yeah. Yeah, now that I've made such, you don't have to use the birdhouses even, you can use the little birds and the branch, and you could even combine it with that other bird set we've got. I can't remember what it's called. We've got the dies and these sentiments would go well with that as well. So just something, it's good to combine our sets. Now, what shall we do on inside? I like that embossing. I don't know. I'll be mad for the embossing because I don't know. It just adds. It's a quick way of adding texture, and that's something nice. So I think I'm gonna add some linen thread just at the bottom of this. Because it lends itself to that. I think this particular, I've taken a double length of that to tie a bow, and I'll just put that at the bottom of that branch, or and would have been nice to have a bit longer. I should have done it longer, but it's okay. We can work with that. And I'll just do that. And we'll stick that with the glue dot.
Can you come down for
Sorry, Adrian, hang on. Adrian's just done the shopping and he's going, come down.
Oh,
No. No, I can't come down. I'm going to redo that. Okay. He sidetracked me. Here we go. I'll blame him. There we go. I can do that. I can do a single one with that. That's okay. We found Tasmanian pies in Victoria. It's all the rage now in the Allen household here. Okay, that's better. I prefer that with a bit of length on that. Alright. Okay, that's there. Yeah, that's much better. Now, I don't know. I pull these out. Let's see whether they go. I think they might. Just because of the rustic look about it. What I like about these is, oops, I lost one. It just disappeared. Alright. Ooh, what do we go with? You can test it, right, and see. I don't know, I think I like that better. Is it copper? No, yeah, copper. You know, sometimes placing these dots takes the longest part of the whole thing. By the time I mess around with it, I go, oh goodness. Didn't like it. How hard can it be? Aren't these lovely, these brush metallic dots? That's so sweet. So that's my card, and I might add one of those. I think what I'm going to do, I'll leave it for now, but what I'll do is fussy cut some of those flowers and add it to the center. So that's our little card. So you just hop onto the Freshly Made Sketches site and see that sketch for yourself. You might like to challenge yourself to check that out and make something with that sketch. Flip it, see what you can do with that. And these are the other, that's not what we made today. This is what I made today, but that's the other option which you can do with that. So I hope you enjoyed that and enjoyed my share with using some of that designer series paper along with those bird houses. You can use some other DSP and see what you can change the color scheme and mix and match them and try some different creations with that. So thanks for joining me today. If you have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the comments. I am here to help you. If you would like to place an order, you can either do that online, I'll have the link, or you can contact me and I can do that for you. Or you can email me, message me, whatever you like. Have a great week. Stay safe, and I'll catch you Wednesday. Bye bye.